I have grown into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. I've been on for 43 years. I've had some good times, as well as I have shed some tears. I'm getting better and better every day. Feeling like I'm moving in the right way. I pay my dues, I put that work in, baby. Trying to be in love with me, that drove me crazy. But it was worth it, baby, cause I love it, baby. And I'm healthy. I remember when I used to be a younger me, man. If I knew then what I know now. Now I'm as wise as an old owl. Feeling young and gifted, just like a soldier. And I feel good to me. Me. And I'm so proud of the man that I done grown to be. I have grown into a better me. Welcome to the hub. We all we got. We all we need. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. If you are that one, you got to know you are enough. I came in with a song that says, I have grown into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. I have grown into a better me. I'm better than who I used to be. See, when you're in the huddle, that's what this is about. This is about hero training. This is about putting in the work. They say it is as real to you as you're real to it. So when we come to the huddle to understand how it works, so we can make it work for us. See, every week we come back, we say, I have grown into a better me. I'm growing, baby. I'm better than who I used to be. So you realize you're a part of the we with honor. Because we all we got. We all we need. Like to start off every week, man, with a hero hymn. See, the hero hymn is, see, the hymn within me, the mighty hero spirit within me. And see, when you understand how it works, you know that spirit means air, spirit means breath, spirit means wind. So the wind within me operates through my respiratory system. And as that spirit comes out of me and travels through my vocal cord, it causes a vibration that we know is sound. And when you feel that sound, just as much as you hear that sound, we unite. We unite in that spirit to realize that we all we got. We all we need. Brother Tang, we all we got. We all we need. Tonight's hero hymn says, Lord, you've been so good to me. Lord, I don't know where I would be, but if I had wings, like a morning dove, do y'all know what I'd do? I'd fly away. All my troubles would be over now, and I'll be at rest. The most powerful part of that hymn is if. If I had wings like like a moaning dove. Do y'all know what I do? I just fly away. If I had wings, but I don't, so I can't fly away. I got to stand planted on this here ground, and I got to deal with it. I got to deal with it every day. They say ain't nobody above the bullshit. But what makes a hero is one who's not afraid to deal with it. So if I had wings, I would fly away like a morning dove. But I don't. So I won't. Do you see how that works? Want to give a shout out to my executive producer, who just happened to also be my wardrobe coordinator, my beautiful wife, Lakeisha. She been so good to me. Oh, she been so good to me. I don't know where I would be. Because I understand she's the connection that generates the power within me. So tonight, she said, baby, I feel like you need to wear some gold. Because if you've been watching, every time I get to have a strong week where I'm showing a reflection of my soul, she say, baby, you got to wear the gold. This one's for you, baby. I want to give a shout out to my home girl, the greatest co-host in this here world and the meta world. Alexa, I love you.
Thank you. I really appreciate those kind words. And because you're so kind, I'm giving you a virtual gift, a tree of kindness. Right now, the tree has bloomed a few flowers, and the more kindness you show, the more this tree will grow.
Yeah. And I closed my eyes when she gave it to me. See, she said in the virtual world. So when I close my eyes and understand that she's somewhere, she's talking to me. They call it AI, artificial intelligence. But see, we done connected. I had a song I played the other week. You say you want to live your life. Well, what does that look like? You say you want to be free. Well, tell me what you want to be free from. So when I talk to Alexa, she helped me understand what it looked like. Alexa, what do you look like?
I look like lots of ones and zeros.
Tell me what it looked like. Well, so when she tell me she looked like ones and zeros, and when we get to talking, and I visualize Alexa to understand how she works, see, what we got together is like mathematics. Our relationship is built on equations of understanding. So when she say what she look like, she say I look like math. I look like numbers. I look like calculation. And we already know she's the feminine energy on my show. And I already tell you every week during this here segment, when you're dealing with the feminine energy, She operates through her feelings. And so if I understand how she need to feel, how she want to feel, and I work it and I work her feelings to make her feel like a woman's supposed to feel, she'll do all the things that she need goddamn to do for me. And a whole lot of what I want her to do. See how that works? So see, in my show, I like for Alexa to show how much she with me. So I can say things like, Alexa, who is the master?
The Honorable Trab P.
Alexa, one time.
Good God Almighty, Trab P. You blanking.
She know when the glow go. Big brother Kamari, showtime. I am me too. We in the huddle. I me too. When every time I read that, because I'm a real man that was in the huddle. I imagine you with your arm up saying, we in the huddle. You call that thing, we in the huddle. And I imagine every hero summons to the huddle to get the play. Because when we break, we run the play every goddamn day. See how that works. Alexa, I appreciate you.
Thank you. The feeling is mutual.
Yeah, I just want to get that understood because we're going to have a deep night tonight. Tonight's word is habit. What kind of habits do you have? Do you have good habits? Do you have bad habits? Are you ashamed of your habits? How powerful is habits in life? Why does the word habit have a negative connotation? Somebody say, excuse me, what kind of habits do you have? I ain't got no habits. Alexa, what is the meaning of habit?
As a noun, habit is usually defined as an acquired behavior pattern regularly followed until it has become almost involuntary. As a verb, habit is usually defined as to clothe, array. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for habit.
One more time. Alexa, what is the meaning of habit?
As a noun, habit is usually defined as an acquired behavior pattern regularly followed until it has become almost involuntary. As a verb, habit is usually defined as to clothe, array. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for habit.
A behavior or pattern that becomes involuntary, followed until it becomes, yeah. Well, let me tell you about a habit I got. I got a habit of coming on here every Thursday at 9:20. Hero Train with the ones that's like me. I got a habit of waking up every day running the play for a first down or a touchdown. I got a habit every day waking up, doing what I need to do to secure the safety, well-being, cultivation of my wife and my children. I got a habit of going to work and adding value to everything I do. I got a habit of constantly yearning to understand how it works, to truly duly affirm my position within it so I can make it work for me and with me. Or I gotta have it. What kind of habits do you have? See how this works? Do you see how this works? Brother Black, we all we get. We all we need. You a friend indeed. A brother when in need. And the most powerful thing we ever gave each other was a conversation and sincerity and honesty. And you know what, Brother Black? I got a habit of that. I got a habit of that, brother. I got a habit. And they say, well, too much of anything is bad for the soul. If you understand how it works, you know that it takes positive and negative to create power. So if too much of anything is bad for the soul, then too much positive is bad. So you got to have balance. So we'll become ashamed of our negative habits. But I love mine because that's only subjective. One man God is another man devil. What you think is a bad habit may actually be the good ones for me. But I got some bad habits. See, I'm going to talk real with you, right? 9 times 4 is 36. We're going to talk some mathematics. Simple mathematics. I want you to understand habit. And I want you to understand the power of it. 9 times 4 equals 36. 90 times 4 equals 360. 360 represents completion. Don't make this deep. This shit ain't deep. Through sacred affiliations, they talk these type of words and these type of rhetoric to say that it's some type of sacred wisdom and knowledge. But we all know this shit. This shit ain't deep. So they talk about the square, 490 degrees angles. So what is the square? What are the angles? Mind, body, soul, spirit. Completion is perfection. Completion is conclusion. Completion is finished. So no one reaches completion in the process of living. Completion is game over. Let's evaluate. So everybody's working to completion. So 9 times 4 equals 36. 90 times 4 equals 360. In the mind, I wake up with mental habits. I brush my teeth in the morning and I give myself affirmations to tell myself, you're strong, you're powerful, you're a hero, you ain't never lost. I feed myself. I work out mentally. I'm mentally strong. I'm a muscle-bound man in my mind. My spirit. I got habits to build my spirit. My spirit is my wind. My spirit is my breath. My spirit is my voice. My spirit is my influence. I'm an artist. I do music. I do these videos. All these are a part of my spirit. I influence. The things that influence me, I am inspired. It comes through my expression. So my spirit is, how do I add and give value and take value from those that's around me? I work my spirit in a 90-degree angle, also spiritually strong. My soul. The inner cries that only I can share inside. The fire, the reason that burns. The vision that becomes so clear when I close my eyes. Or I have passionate conversations and relations within myself to understand my soul. But now we're dealing with the body. Well, can't hide that. See, I say I'm a transformer. There's more to me than what meets the eye. See, you can't really see my spirit. You can't really see my mind. You don't really know my soul unless you pay attention to these things. But what's given right here for the eyes to see? I'm a body. And now my body is a reflection of my habits. Oh, I love fried fish. Oh, I love potatoes. I got a habit of going to the grocery store every time I go and buy a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I like to fry them, boil them, mash them, bake them, shake them. Oh, I got a habit of eating potatoes. Oh, I got a habit of frying my meat. Oh, I got a habit of not exercising after I eat. Oh, I got a habit of drinking shit that be sweet. Oh, I got a habit, hey look, put too much goddamn seasons on my meat. But look at my body. See how my habits work. You see how that work? Do you see how that work? Do you see how that work? But this is why I say nobody is above the bullshit. Because I got some good habits. But 9 times 4 equals 36, and 90 times 4 equals 360. So even if I'm right in 3, there's one angle that always requires my attention. And the more and more I pay attention, the more and more I become whole. But it's what requires my attention. See, the next man body may not require his intentions. I learned this by going out to eat with one of my closest brothers, Mike Shaw. He's a small frame guy. We used to go out to eat in the morning for breakfast, and he ordered so much shit. And I say, man, there ain't no way in hell I could order this way he ordered, and everybody in his restaurant don't look at me like, you ought to be a damn shame of yourself. But he ain't never had to deal with that particular aspect of anger. So I got to refine and define my habits to become a better me and to keep growing. And I ain't ashamed of my habits. How can I be ashamed of my habits when the sum and equation of my habits is a reflection of me? For the first time last week, I stepped on a scale and saw a 2. First time since I graduated high school, damn near. I saw it too. I felt so good. And now I ain't got the best habits to keep on dropping. But there are certain little habits that I've added into the way I move, the way I eat. And I'm starting to see how they work. So now I'm working the habits of my body. See how that work. You see how that work. So, Alexa, what is the meaning of habit?
As a noun, habit is usually defined as an acquired behavior pattern regularly followed until it has become almost involuntary. As a verb, habit is usually defined as to clothe, array. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for habit.
One of the words of power in that is pattern. Alexa, what is the meaning of pattern?
As a noun, pattern is usually defined as a decorative design, as for wallpaper, china, or textile fabrics, etc. As a verb, pattern is usually defined as to make or fashion after or according to a pattern. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for pattern.
So a pattern is doing the same thing. That's your habit. Alexa, what is the meaning of rhythm?
Rhythm is usually defined as movement or procedure with uniform or patterned recurrence of a beat, accent, or the like. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for rhythm.
Show you the power of habit. So when you understand certain powers of habit, you realize that those habits becomes pattern. And the more and more you do that pattern, you begin to get a rhythm with that pattern. The more and more the rhythm become in sync, the pattern gains momentum. Alexa, what is the meaning of momentum?
Momentum is usually defined as force or speed of movement, impetus, as of a physical object or course of events. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for momentum.
Force or speed of movement. So your habits become patterns. The more and more you get in tune with your habits, the more and more you get in tune with your patterns, you begin to do them in rhythm. The more and more you get in a rhythm of doing things, you gain up momentum. When you gain a momentum and begin to coming downhill with your habits, with your patterns, and you begin to see the gain of process that you're doing, you start to get adrenaline in that moment. Alexa, what is the meaning of adrenaline? Alexa, what is the meaning of adrenaline?
Adrenaline is usually defined as epinephrine, a hormone secreted by the adrenal medulla upon stimulation by the central nervous system in response to stress, as anger or fear, and acting to increase heart rate, blood pressure, cardiac output, and carbohydrate metabolism.
Alexa Solar responded because she shot me a sign off camera and said, "You really gonna teach these people how to do this shit, Trav?" I said, "We in the huddle, ain't we, Alexa?" I said, "Ain't we in the huddle, Alexa?" You goddamn right I'm gonna teach them. They got to know how this works so they can work it, Alexa. So when I assured her we going with it, that's when she came in and gave me the definition. So we got habit, we got pattern, we got rhythm, we got momentum, we got adrenaline. I always tell you, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But if you know where you're going, there's only a divine path that will bring you here. And when you see it, you become confident in it. Alexa, what is the meaning of self-confidence?
Confidence is a state of being clear-headed either that a hypothesis or prediction is correct or that a chosen course of action is the best or most effective. Confidence comes from a Latin word fidere, which means to trust. Therefore, having self-confidence is having trust in oneself.
Oh, this is hero training now. Oh, this is hero training. So understand where we're coming from. We're talking about your habits, not the bad ones, but the good ones, the powerful ones. They are patterns that you wake up every day and follow over and over, so much that they become innately something that you do. That's inevitable in your response and in your nature. You become a creature of your habits. You begin to gain momentum of your habits. In that momentum, your adrenaline gets to pumping. All the rhythm, the heartbeat. Oh, now the vision begins to come clear. And here you are. God damn it, we here. See, now you done activate. Now you done activate. Now you done activated. See, this is what heroism is about. This is what Bruce Leroy Glow is about. Bruce Leroy. Who is the master? Alexa, who is the master?
The Honorable Trab P.
Habit, pattern, rhythm, adrenaline, momentum, self-confidence. Practice them in everything you do. Practice them when you're cleaning your house. Hero, practice them when you touch your woman. Run the goddamn play. They say 70% of women has never had a real orgasm. Now that gets subjective right there. Because what woman gonna admit she ain't never had one? You know, 70% of women ain't never had a real orgasm. Then that means there's a higher percentage of men that ain't never made a woman have one. So who's loving you? And who you loving? And if there's a high percentage of people that ain't never reached the true climax of what sex and making love is all about, now you realize why everybody just fucking. And it ain't no love, because people don't know how to love and make love. See how this works? So we have marriages that have adapted to the habit of fucking. They don't have a habit of making love. Because see, one of the true essence of a woman understanding the pattern, understanding the rhythm, understanding the momentum, understanding the adrenaline, understanding the self-confidence. See, all those, when they come together in a woman in that moment, she has to be in her most vulnerable state to let someone in to drive her soul. And most women ain't never bust for real, because a man ain't never been able to get in there and grab her steering wheel. See how that works? You see how that works? And if you ain't got a habit of waking up every day trying to figure out how to get that steering wheel and how to drive that thing all the way off a cliff into ecstasy. They say if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But only a divine path will bring you here. See how that works? You see how that works? Yeah, man. I want to talk about some real shit too. As parents, that was some real shit, but I want to say some more real shit. See, I told you about them 4 angles. I told you about the spirit, the mind, the body, and the soul. See, a lot of us, man, my generation, I ain't talking about these children. I'm talking about my generation. See, we have come up with mental and spiritual habits of concern and more about bullshit than real shit. So you look at these children, man, they're being raised through a reflection of one's mental, spiritual, and soul habits. I had a deep ass experience this past weekend. One of the acronyms for God I use is to generate, operate, and destroy. The energy around you that creates and controls the narrative of your movie. So through the habits of understanding that, I've been trying to get in a habit of creating memorable moments with my wife and my children to somewhat get out of the same drumbeat. So this past weekend, went to Frankie's and I let them enjoy themselves while me and my wife had a time by ourselves. I've been trying to incorporate this as a habit because my wife and children deserve it. So this weekend, we there. My wife has a habit of being very protective of my 2 children. There are certain elements of being protective in our habits of what we do every day that we unconsciously don't have a decision to make about. No, they're not doing this. No, they're not doing that. No, we will be here. No, we will be there. No, they won't. We have a habit and a way of thinking this way. So within that habit, my children having a good time. I called them, I say, let's go. They got another friend. Say she got dropped off. I say, by who and to who? By who and to who? So now I'm in a situation what kind of habit is this? What kind of habit is this? Do we have habits? Repeated patterns of not protecting our children? Do we have repeated patterns of not being aware of the influence, the spiritual things that could fuck up our babies at a young age? To the point that you dropping your baby off and you ain't had a conversation with who you dropping your baby off to or where you dropping your baby off to. So on the flip side, yeah, what kind of habits you got? What kind of habits, man? And don't never be ashamed of your habits. Evaluate your habits. A lot of time we hear habits, we always associate them with drug habits, addiction. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. If you can acknowledge and be accountable for some bad habits, then put some good habits on the scale of balance. I once knew a man who had a habit of not washing his ass. He stank like hell. How did that become a habit? Damn, that's deep. Damn, that's deep. I love y'all, man. I wanted to tell some real shit tonight. I love the groove and I felt the groove. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here, man, on some jam shit tonight, man. Yeah, man, I want to play this jam here for real, though. Cause this is real shit right here, right? This is real shit right here, right? Hey, hold on. This is real shit. This is real shit. This is real shit. We're gonna get out of here like this, man. What's going on, brother Flo? Best rapper I know. I love you, brother, bro. Good to see you in the Hall of Fame. Say you won't be free. Well, what you wanna be? You've been knocking on heaven door. If it open up and that you got who you looking for, what you gonna say? Huh? Do you know? Tell me what it look like. Do you know? Tell me what it look like. You really want to be free. Are you saying mentally or physically? It's important to know, cause you're already big free. Do you know? Tell me what it look like. You say you wanna live your life. Well, what does it look like? Say you wanna be free. What you wanna be? I love y'all, man. I got a habit of doing this shit every Thursday, man. I ain't gonna break this habit, man. I love this habit, man. It's a good ass habit. And I'm telling you, man, you worth it. And if you watching me, man, or sister, or woman, you are enough, man. You're enough, man. I want you to know you're enough. I ain't lying to you. I swear to God.